Hey everybody, Todd Connor here, founder of Bunker Labs and also founder of a company called the Collective Academy, which does leadership development for corporate clients. I want to talk about how to be a great moderator. And this is for anyone that has to moderate a panel or is going to be on a panel or has to ever sort of do something on stage with other individuals. And the reason I like this topic is because I think we talk a lot about how to be a great speaker, but we don't talk a lot about the moderator relationship to a panel. And I think being the moderator is the more interesting role than being a panelist. You know, usually people want to be like on a panel because they're being sought after for their expertise. I think being a moderator and framing a conversation is like an awesome role, but most people don't really know how to be a moderator. And it's a very specific role. It matters, it's important, but most people don't give a lot of thought as to how to do it well. So here's 3 things that I want to offer on how to be a good moderator. Number 1, do not rehash bios. The moderator should not talk more than like 10 to 20% of all the airtime of a panel. If you want to talk, then you need to be on the panel. That's not your job if you're the moderator. So the number 1 mistake is that moderators think, I'm here because I want to share my opinion. You don't get to do that if you're the moderator. It's not about you. You might have an opinion, you might be an expert, but your job as the moderator is to sort of hold and show the expertise of the panel. So as moderator, you don't get to give your opinion. You shouldn't do a lot of talking. And when you start, number 1, my rule, don't rehash the bios. Put those out in advance. The first question ought to be something that immediately engages the audience. And lead with a provocative question. That's another good way to start a panel. Like, what's one thing that we're doing well and what's one thing that we're not? Which gets into my second rule, which is don't offer your perspective. It's not about you. The audience has a perspective. The panel has a perspective. Your job is to be the bridge between the audience and the panel. So lead with curiosity for what you think the audience is curious about. Don't think about your own personal brand. Don't think what helps me look smart. Don't think what helps the panel look smart. Your job is to honor the audience. So what does the audience need to know? What is the audience curious about? And asking good questions is what honors the audience. A good question has a forced dichotomy. And this gets into my third tip, which is don't ask questions that you or the audience or the panel already knows the answer to. This is a very obvious point, but don't ask questions that we already know the answer to. So don't ask questions that are celebrating the panel like, you've done something brilliant. Tell us about what it's like to be brilliant. Well, that's not interesting. Like, we know that they're brilliant. Ask questions like, what were the 3 choices you faced and why did you choose the one you did? Or what was good and what was challenging? Forced dichotomies, like the good, the bad, this way or that way, is a way to ensure that you've got interesting questions. So if you want to learn more, there's a good resource from Guy Kawasaki, which is about how to be a great moderator. I'm going to link to that. And I'm also available if you want to email me personally, todd.connor@bunkerlabs.org, and I will give you what I know or have learned about how to be a great moderator.